Your life does not collapse because of enemies. It collapses because of the wrong friends you refuse to remove. Keeping the wrong people close is the most expensive mistake you will ever make. Loyalty is not about staying, it's about staying with those who deserve it. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Niccolò Machiavelli's words hold a warning. Do not measure people by what they say they will do. Measure them by what they actually do over time. People reveal their worth through their patterns, not their promises. A promise is cheap. A promise can be said with a smile, with charm, with convincing words that make you believe in them for a moment. But a pattern cannot lie. A pattern is formed through repeated choices, through habits, through small moments when no one is watching. It is not one action that reveals someone's true value to you, it is what they do again and again and again. Watch carefully. Someone might promise loyalty, but notice how they speak about others behind their backs. Someone might promise they support your goals, but observe whether they distract you or push you toward them. Someone might promise they will respect your boundaries, but pay attention to how many times they test them. This is why the wisest people learn to step back and observe before they invest too deeply. They do not get lost in words, they watch for consistency. Patterns are like footprints. They show you where someone has been, and if you look closely, they often show you where they are heading. This is where patience becomes a form of power. If you rush to trust, rush to believe, rush to give, you may find yourself tied to someone who has no real value in your life. But if you watch long enough, if you let people show you who they are without interfering, you will begin to see their nature. People cannot hide their patterns forever. The lazy will keep finding excuses. The selfish will keep taking without giving. The unreliable will keep disappearing when it matters most. And the loyal, the strong, the valuable, they will keep showing up, even when there is nothing in it for them. This is why Machiavelli warned rulers not to be blinded by flattery or by beautiful words. A ruler who listens only to promises will surround himself with snakes who know how to speak sweetly. But a ruler who studies patterns will surround himself only with those who have proven their loyalty through action. You are the ruler of your own life, your friends, your circle, your allies. They are your court. If you fill it with the wrong people, your kingdom collapses. And here is the truth few want to face. Many people will tell you what you want to hear because they want access to your time, your energy, your resources. They do not respect your boundaries. They respect what they can get from you. This is why you must step back from the noise and watch their pattern unfold. It is like looking at a painting. If you stand too close, all you see is a single brushstroke. But if you step back and look at the whole canvas, you see the full picture. The most dangerous thing you can do is ignore the patterns and hold on to the promises. This is what traps people in toxic relationships, in draining friendships, in business partnerships that eat away at their peace. They keep remembering the nice words that were said months ago, while ignoring the constant disrespect that has been happening every day since. Words create hope, but patterns create reality, and reality is what you must face if you want to grow stronger. So when you meet new people, when you work with someone, when you allow anyone into your life, become a quiet observer. Ask yourself, are their actions matching their words? Are they consistent when no one is watching? Do they invest back into me? Or do they only do they lift me higher? Or do they slowly drain my energy and keep me small? Over time, you will see their true value, and once you see it, you can decide who stays and who must go. Keeping the wrong people around costs more than being alone, and the price is paid in ways that are subtle at first, but devastating over time. Most people stay in bad company because they fear emptiness. They fear the silence of being alone. They fear what others might think if they walk away, and they fear the discomfort of starting over. But loneliness is not nearly as expensive as the constant drain of being surrounded by those who limit you, disrespect you, or slow your growth. When you hold on to the wrong people, you are not just tolerating them, you are giving them space in your mind, time from your life, and energy from your heart. Every conversation, every argument, every moment spent trying to change them or hoping they will treat you better is a cost you are paying, one that steals focus from your goals and from the people who actually deserve to be in your life. Solitude, in comparison, is an investment. It might feel heavy at first, but it creates room for clarity, for peace, and for the right people to eventually find you. The wrong people act like anchors. You may think you are standing still, but in reality, you are being held below the surface. They pull you into drama. They drain you with negativity. They demand your energy without giving anything back. And in doing so, they rob you of opportunities you never even see. While you are busy managing their chaos, you are missing chances to grow, to network with better allies, to focus on your craft, to strengthen your own character. The danger is that you get used to the wait. You tell yourself this is just life, that relationships are supposed to be hard, that loyalty means sticking around no matter how much it hurts. But this is a lie we tell ourselves to avoid the discomfort of pruning. The truth is that holding on to the wrong people does not make you loyal, it makes you weak, because you are choosing fear over self-respect. Even worse, wrong people shape your identity without you noticing. Spend enough time with those who gossip, and you will find yourself gossiping too. Spend enough time with those who think small, and you will begin to shrink your dreams to match theirs. Spend enough time with those who disrespect you, and you will start to believe you deserve it. This is the hidden cost that is more dangerous than wasted time, the cost of becoming someone you are not. Your circle is like a mirror. It reflects back to you what you begin to accept as normal. If you stay surrounded by mediocrity, betrayal, or constant conflict, you normalize those things and they become part of your world. Being alone feels uncomfortable because it exposes you to yourself. You can no longer distract yourself with noise or other people's problems. You are left with your own thoughts, your own flaws, your own responsibilities. But this discomfort is where growth begins. Solitude allows you to reset your standards, to heal from wounds, to rebuild your self-respect. It allows you to become selective again, to raise the price of admission for anyone who wants to be part of your life. You stop letting just anyone in, because you finally realize that peace is more valuable than company. And the longer you stay alone, the more you realize that the right company does not drain you. It energizes you, it supports you, it sharpens you. Machiavelli taught that a ruler must be ruthless in choosing his advisors, because the wrong ones could destroy his entire reign. You are no different. The wrong friends can destroy your focus. The wrong partner can destroy your confidence. The wrong colleagues can destroy your ambition. This destruction rarely happens all at once. It happens slowly, through thousands of small compromises you make just to keep them around. And soon you wake up realizing you have built a life that feels heavy, where you are surrounded but not supported. Removing the wrong people is painful because it feels like loss, but in reality, it is liberation. It is tearing out weeds so that your garden can breathe. It is dropping weights so you can finally run at full speed. Yes, you may face moments of isolation. Yes, you may be judged by others who do not understand your decision, but what you gain is far greater. Your time, your energy, your clarity, your power. You gain the ability to choose again, to invite better people, to build a stronger circle that elevates you instead of holding you back. And here is the most powerful truth. Once you let go of the wrong people, the right people can finally see you. When you are buried under toxic relationships, you are invisible to the ones who could actually help you grow, because you are too busy managing dysfunction to notice them or allow them in. When you clear the space, you send a signal that you value yourself enough not to set. This attracts people who think the same way, who respect boundaries, who share your hunger for growth. Keeping the wrong people is like paying rent on a house you don't even want to live in. You are financing your own unhappiness. Walking away is like reclaiming your home, renovating it, and turning it into a place where you can breathe. The cost of being alone is temporary, but the cost of keeping the wrong people lasts as long as you allow it. So choose the price you are willing to pay, the short-term pain of solitude, or the lifelong expense of letting the wrong people stay close. Detachment and observation are powerful tools for social clarity, because they allow you to see people as they truly are, not as you wish them to be. Most of the pain in human relationships comes from our attachment to illusions. We hold on to how someone used to treat us, or how we hope they will treat us, and we ignore the reality of how they are treating us right now. Detachment does not mean becoming cold, emotionless, or unkind. It means stepping back far enough to see clearly. It is the ability to create emotional distance between you and someone else's behavior, so that you can judge their actions without being blinded by your hopes, your fears, or your need for them to be different. When you are too close to someone, their excuses sound believable, their charm seems real, and your mind fills in the gaps with what you want to believe. But when you detach, you start to see the truth, whether their presence is good for you, or whether it is quietly destroying your peace. Observation is the natural companion of detachment. When you are emotionally entangled, you react, you argue, you justify, you defend, you fight, you forgive too quickly. When you are detached, you stop reacting and start watching. You become like a scientist gathering data, studying patterns, taking note of who shows up when times are hard, who only comes around when it benefits them, who celebrates your wins and who secretly resents them. You learn to sit in silence and simply watch what people do, not what they say. This silence can be uncomfortable, but it is also revealing. People cannot fake their patterns forever. Eventually they expose themselves through their choices. If you stay quiet long enough, they will tell you exactly who they are without you having to ask. Detachment gives you power, because it prevents you from being manipulated. The moment someone knows they can trigger you, with guilt, with anger, with flattery, they control you. But when you are detached, their words lose their grip. You do not rush to defend yourself. You do not chase after explanations. You do not beg for clarity. You simply observe, and this observation becomes your shield. Machiavelli warned rulers not to be ruled by emotion, because emotion makes a ruler predictable and easy to exploit. The same applies to you. When you can detach from the need to always respond, always explain, always fix things, you make it much harder for others to play games with you. Detachment also sharpens your intuition. When you are no longer drowning in emotional reactions, you can feel subtle shifts in someone's energy. You can notice the small details that others miss, the delayed reply, the forced smile, the hesitation in their voice. When you succeed, these little signals tell you more about someone's true intentions than any long speech ever could. Most betrayals are not sudden. They are preceded by small clues that go unnoticed, because we are too attached to see them. Detachment allows you to see the red flags early and make decisions before the damage becomes irreversible. One of the most powerful forms of detachment is simply refusing to argue with reality. If someone shows you that they are unreliable, you stop expecting reliability. If someone shows you that they are selfish, you stop hoping for selflessness. You stop trying to turn people into something they are not. Instead, you accept them for who they are, and then decide whether that fits into your life or not. This acceptance does not mean tolerating bad behavior. It means no longer lying to yourself about who they are. That clarity allows you to choose wisely, to keep those who truly bring value and to quietly distance yourself from those who do not. Observation, combined with detachment, also teaches you about yourself. You start noticing your own patterns, who you chase, who you tolerate, who you excuse over and over again. You see which of your wounds are keeping you attached to people who hurt you. You recognize when you are seeking validation instead of genuine connection. This level of self-awareness is uncomfortable, but necessary if you want to grow. You cannot control other people, but you can control your own choices, and detachment gives you the space to make those choices rationally, not emotionally. In many ways, detachment is a form of discipline. It requires you to resist the urge to immediately react, to immediately fix things, to immediately seek closure. It trains you to let situations breathe, so that the truth can rise to the surface on its own. It is like clearing muddy water. The more still you stay, the clearer it becomes. People reveal themselves, not just through their actions, but through their reactions. And if you are too quick to fill every silence, you miss the chance to see how they behave when you stop feeding them energy. Some will panic, some will disappear, some will reveal their loyalty by staying steady, but you can only see this if you are willing to watch without interfering. Machiavelli himself believed that a ruler should know men well enough to either trust them completely or remove them completely. Detachment and observation make this possible, because they allow you to collect enough evidence to make a final judgment without the cloud of wishful thinking. And once you have enough clarity, the decision to prune becomes easier. You no longer feel guilty for removing someone who has repeatedly shown you they cannot be trusted, because you know you have given them enough time, enough space, enough chances to reveal who they truly are. The world belongs to those who can master their emotions and see reality as it is. Detachment and observation are not weaknesses, they are weapons. They let you stay calm while others panic, stay focused while others are blinded by drama, stay strategic while others are wasting energy, chasing closure that never comes. And in that calm space, you gain something priceless: the ability to choose the people who deserve your time, your trust, and your loyalty. Pruning relationships creates space for stronger, more loyal connections, because the quality of your circle determines the quality of your life. Just as a gardener trims away the dead branches of a tree to allow the healthy parts to grow, you must be willing to cut away the relationships that drain your energy, cloud your judgment, and block your growth. Most people hesitate to do this because they confuse pruning with betrayal. But there is a difference between being ruthless and being wise. Pruning is not about punishing others. It is about protecting your future. It is about recognizing that every relationship you keep takes up space in your mind, your heart, and your schedule. If that space is occupied by those who gossip, disrespect, or drain you, there is no room left for those who will support, respect, and strengthen you. The wrong people can crowd out the right ones. Every relationship you hold on to is a form of investment. You invest time, emotion, energy, and even opportunity. When you invest in the wrong people, the return is disappointment, drama, and wasted potential. But when you prune, when you let go of what no longer serves you, you create a vacuum, and that vacuum is powerful. Life does not like emptiness. The moment you remove what is toxic, heavy, or false, you create space for what is healthy, light, and true. It might take time for that space to be filled, but when it is, it will be with connections that match the higher standard you set for yourself. This process of pruning is uncomfortable because it forces you to face hard truth. Some of the people you must let go of are not enemies, but people you once loved deeply. People who were good to you once, people who shared a part of your journey. But just because they were right for a past version of you, does not mean they are right for who you are becoming. Growth requires sacrifice, and one of the hardest sacrifices is outgrowing those who cannot or will not grow with you. If you cling to everyone out of guilt or nostalgia, you will end up staying small just to make others feel comfortable. Pruning allows you to break free from that trap. The beautiful thing about pruning is that it does not just remove what is unhealthy, it strengthens what remains. When you stop giving attention to those who take you for granted, you have more energy
to pour into those who truly care. The friendships that survive pruning become deeper, because you are no longer distracted by shallow connections. You are able to nurture those who deserve it, and in return, they become more loyal, more supportive, more invested in you. Strong relationships are built when both sides choose each other deliberately, not out of convenience or fear of being alone. Machiavelli understood that a wise ruler must surround himself only with those who are loyal and capable. This was not merely a political strategy, it was a survival mechanism. A ruler who keeps disloyal advisors is doomed, no matter how talented he is, because betrayal always comes from those closest to you. Your personal life is no different. If you keep people around who secretly resent you, compete with you, or sabotage you, their presence will eventually cost you more than their absence ever would. By pruning them early, you protect yourself from greater harm later. Another powerful effect of pruning is that it sends a message, both to others and to yourself. It tells the world that your time, your energy, and your loyalty are valuable, and that they must be earned. People begin to treat you with more respect when they see that you are not afraid to walk away from disrespect. And within yourself, you build confidence, because you are no longer operating from fear. You are no longer begging for validation, no longer clinging to half-hearted connections, just to avoid solitude. You are choosing yourself, and that choice is magnetic. It draws better people toward you, because they can feel that you have boundaries, standards, and self-respect. Pruning also teaches you discernment. The more you practice letting go of what is wrong for you, the faster you recognize what is right. You stop wasting months or years on relationships that have no future, because you have learned how to identify red flags early. You save your emotional energy for those who have proven they are worthy of it, those who show consistency, integrity, and loyalty. And when you meet such people, you value them more because you know how rare they are. At first, the space created by pruning can feel lonely, even frightening. It can feel like standing in an empty room after throwing out all the broken furniture, but that emptiness is necessary. It allows you to rebuild carefully, intentionally, without clutter. In time, the room fills again, but this time, with relationships that bring joy instead of stress, that challenge you to grow instead of holding you back, that sharpen you instead of dulling you. These are the connections that last, because they are chosen with wisdom, not desperation. Pruning is an act of courage. It requires you to face the truth about the people in your life, to let go of those who no longer belong, and to trust that better ones will come. It requires you to endure the temporary discomfort of empty space, in order to gain the long-term reward of deeper, more meaningful bonds. The result is a smaller circle, but a stronger one built on respect, loyalty, and mutual growth. And when you stand in the presence of that circle, you will know the pruning was worth it. In the end, the true strength of your life is measured not by how many people surround you, but by the quality of those who remain when the noise is stripped away. Power belongs to those who see clearly, those who judge by patterns, not promises, who are brave enough to choose solitude over poisoned company, who master detachment so they cannot be swayed, and who are willing to prune even when it hurts. When you clear away the weak, the disloyal, and the draining, you create a life that is lighter, sharper, and more focused. You no longer live reacting to others, you live by design. This is not cruelty, it is strategy. This is not selfishness, it is survival. And when your circle becomes smaller but stronger, when every person near you is there because they match your loyalty and respect your vision, you will find yourself unstoppable. You will not just protect your peace, you will elevate it, and in doing so, you will finally create a world where only the worthy stand close to you.